your reshuffling of the entire college structure, some momentum. Let's do it.
Penn State gets hated on because of the Jerry Sandusky scandal. Ohio State gets all the love because of their history, and they've got Urban Meyer. Before that, they had Jim Tressel. Notre Dame gets the love. Right. Notre Dame gets love because they've got the history. Georgia gets love because Matthew Stafford. I don't know.
No, they're just good. All right, we'll give Georgia where they deserve. Right there at 7.
So
Ohio State is also the only school with a back-to-back Heisman winner. Just throwing that out there. Fun fact.
Congratulations.
And also, I thought you were going to go more in on Ohio State. I don't know how many people realize this might be him right here. The person who runs the committee this year is the Ohio State AD.
Yeah, he needs to leave during all of the meetings anyway. Anytime Ohio State's brought up or games that involve them, he's constantly feel like he's in and out of that room.
When the Dan Tony Sports podcast starts going on February and March, write that down. When the NCAA March Madness bubble watch, write down where all the ADs are from, and you get a very quick tip on who's going to defend who and who gets in this year. I've started to pick up on that more so than ever before.
There's a correlation there, huh?
You can't ignore it. You're
true,
watching the games. If you went to a certain school, you're like, damn, so and so played so well against my alma mater, my school. They're going to factor that in. It's just human nature to have that happen.
Remember when we had the watch party for Albany? We were literally discussing the plausibility of Albany and Vermont both getting in if Albany beat Vermont in the championship, and I kind of believe that it would have happened. I think you would have seen the American East have 2 16 seeds.
I just can't remember off the top of my head. Was there an American East commissioner AD on the board that year? I can't even remember because they would have had to have been the vocal leader of that charge.
I don't know if there was, but I'm still bitter because Albany should have got 28 technical free throws at the end of the game because there were still 4 seconds left in the game and the entire team stormed the court. That should be text for everyone that came onto the court.
Okay, all right. If we're going to go back to that, then I don't think that the miracle at the Meadowlands should have happened, okay? Because there were people running onto the field before Deshaun Jackson crossed the goal line. Throw the flag that's unsportsmanlike, all right? Nope, bring it back. Okay, I was there, all right? I still don't talk to this girl, Nikki, to this day because of the fact she had the nerve at halftime to tell me the game was over at 24-3. I was like, oh, we've just lost it. Thanks a lot.
And this is why we have you on the show, Tony.
We're going to go get a beer now that you just jinxed this. And then, sure enough, kickoff, you can kick it out of bounds and we can go into overtime. But no, Deshaun Jackson catches the ball, actually fumbles it, picks it up, and then he looks up, and I feel like he's looking at me in the corner of the end zone.
You're forgetting. He fumbles it and then falls and gets up.
I know, and then he looked up, and when he looked up, I saw him looking at me. I was in the corner of the end zone. I saw the hole that he saw. I was like, well, he can't miss that.
You just turned to Nikki and said, get your own ride home.
Really quickly, I can't believe I forgot to mention this in the beginning. Dan D'Antoni Sports would not be what it is without the Gozfather.
Who, me?
Yes,
Why?
you.
Why me?
When you and Levac spoke at UAlbany, I came up to you and we talked about starting this podcast, and I asked you what you thought about naming it Dan D'Antoni Sports, and you told me to go for it.
Yes, thank you for the credit for that.
Yes.
I seriously do like the name. I was wondering, why do I like this name so much? I came up with it.
Yes, that's what it is. That, and hopefully when we get really big, after our one listener in China sent it to the billion people there, Dan D'Antoni won't sue us.
That's right. Start saying some Mandarin, guys. All right, start getting some.
Wei ni hao. That's oh hello. All right.
I have to take your word for it. I have no way of telling you you're wrong.
You know that when we worked together, I was on the language line.
That means nothing to me.
The language.
Relevant.
No, it's completely relevant because I learned 12 different languages.
You've learned phrases.
Hola, mi amo Godfather.
Actually, Spanish I do speak.
Oh, nice.
A poco. But we gotta get going, man. Yeah. We're having so much fun. But there are 23 other teams in the top 25 that we haven't talked about yet. And of course, I didn't write them down. It's gone to commercial. So number 3 was Clemson. Number 4 was Oklahoma. Number 5 is Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. And number 6 was Auburn. All right. And
7 Georgia, 8 Notre Dame, 9
Ohio State, 10 Penn State.
Yep.
And then once it cycles back through, we'll have more.
I think I saw the New York Giants. Troy High School is also in the mix.
No.
Holy Trinity. Yep, there they are.
The Giants wouldn't even be
Which,
ranked
by the
this
way,
year.
good luck to Troy. Good luck to
There it is.
Greenwich.
Yep, all
Yes,
those
obviously,
Cambridge,
all the
all that.
local
We're
schools.
interviewing the Troy assistant coach tomorrow. One of my former teammates, Matt Marsh, will be on the show tomorrow at 3:15.
Oh, congratulations, former teammate. Where?
Hobart. He played
Oh.
tight end for the Hobart Statesmen. I played O-line. We had a lot of adult beverages in the Geneva third floor of college.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
We do not refer to women as hoes.
No,
So
course not.
So it is the women's choice Bart.
No. It's funny you bring that up because I went to Hobart. My sister went to William Smith. So if you don't know the story of the school, there's a big old pair of scissors in the middle of the campus in Geneva. So I'm trying to give a good example I could use here locally. East Greenbush, I guess I'll just use, right? So imagine you went to East Greenbush High School, and all the guys played for the East High Green Raiders, and all the girls played for the Greenbush Grenades or whatever. Or Greenbush, another name that's not grenades from the Jersey Shore. You guys know what I'm getting at here. Like it's two different schools, but two different athletic teams, two different names. So as weird as that is, like you were making a joke of it, that's true. No girls go to Hobart. They all go to William Smith, and all the guys go to Hobart. So yeah, I went to an all-guys school if you think of it like that.
All right.
Everything was co-ed. Lunch was co-ed. Parties were co-ed. Classes were co-ed. I saw girls on college campuses. All right, everybody.
Whatever.
Of course you did. You were a football player.
Whatever you have to tell us.
Of course you did.
You're a little defensive.
You were a football player, of course.
Made me wonder what the
All right,
truth is.
all right, Godfather, we believe you. We believe
I
you.
swear they were there. Real ones.
Sure.
Everything.
All right, so we're going to continue on. Number 12 is TCU, another team that's ranked too high, if you ask
13,
me.
Washington State. 14, Mississippi State. 15, UCF. 16, Michigan State. 17, Wisconsin. 18, LSU. 19, Oklahoma State. 20, Memphis. 21, Stanford. 22, 22 Northwestern. 23, Boise State. 24, South Carolina. 25, Virginia Tech.
Okay, so there it is, the top 25. Guys, I want to know,
Boise State back in there.
what are your thoughts? Yeah, Boise State, they lost to Virginia. They shouldn't be in the top
Oh,
25.
Virginia's quarterback's pretty good, though. That kid might get
Oh.
drafted. He's good. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but whoever he is, he's good.
That's great.
That's the insight I came for, no? That
Yeah.
one kid on Virginia's good?
Congratulations. I'm pretty sure there are 6 kids on UCF being drafted, but whatever.
No, they're not.
Really?
No, they're
Come
good.
on.
They're actually pretty good.
Yeah, they're very good. And don't forget, Georgia Tech has like the most crazy running game in all of sports.
Triple option, baby.
Oh, it's terrible. It's so terrible.
You want to know what was one of the most shocking things of Saturday watching college football? Is watching Notre Dame give up a pass play to Navy. Navy, the team that never passes, and they just scored a touchdown on a pass play. I was like, did this happen? Rewind that. I gotta
More,
see that.
Army or Navy? Because I was at the Army game 2 weeks ago.
Have you ever
The
seen
entire
one of their
second
games?
half, there was not a pass. The entire second half, and they still ran every play, and still, dude could not stop the run. I don't get how, as a defensive coordinator, you're like, maybe we should stack the box
No,
when they
wait.
run every play.
Wait. I will explain to you. There is a local high school, Queensbury. All right, they run a scrum-style offense where it's literally the offensive line collapses and pushes forward. They don't throw, they don't kick, they don't punt.
They don't win probably either.
They get deep in the playoffs a lot.
Why? Because they just find the biggest dudes they can find on farm. You're like pushing people.
Exactly. No, that's what it is. And there's no
Stacking 8 hay bales at a time. Let's go.
there's no question as to what they're going to do, but they still win. Like it's crazy.
I kind of want to see this, but I'm not going out to Queensbury.
Yeah, because they only play on set. They don't have lights, so they can't play Friday nights.
Here's the issue with Queensbury. Their fullback is another one of my former teammates, and that's why, probably. He wants nothing but fullback dives. That's all it is. Matt Howard. Yeah, I know what you're doing over there, Howie.
No, that's literally what it is. So, like, when I played against them, the only way that we could stop them is if we took our big guys, play defense. I wasn't big enough to play defensive end against Queensbury, and just stuff their offensive line together into a box so that they stop themselves for the linebackers to get around them and tackle them. That's literally how we had to play defense against them. Send the defensive tackles back up D tackles to stuff the line.
Your DC figured that out, though, in the game.
Yeah, and we crushed them.
What a game that must have been to watch.
Are we hello guys?
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure.
So your DC was better than Duke's, is what I'm saying. Hot take.
I'm pretty sure, though. I'm pretty sure we were their only loss until they got to Geneva in the playoffs.
I'm sure Baker Mayfield could tell Duke something about the basketball season happening.
Geneva High School?
Yeah.
The Bull? Oh, no, wait. Did you play in 2007 or 6? Geneva won states in 06.
They beat
right?
Amsterdam.
Yeah. In the Class B finals. Again, shout out to another one of my teammates, Calvin Cruz. Did they play Shenango Forks or something that year, too? Because that was my junior year, yeah.
I don't know. I'm from Gloversville. We played against...
Nice.
Funny story. Amsterdam, in 2006, goes on to beat Geneva in the 2005.
And they played Geneva in 06, maybe, in the title game?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so they won the state championship. That year, we beat them 51-0.
Wow.
We beat, in Amsterdam, on their field, we beat them 51-0. Their quarterback, TJ Seski, threw 4 interceptions.
Wow.
And then he went on to play basketball in Wagner until drugs came for him.
Doesn't really help.
Yeah.
Like Geneva, by the way, the Geneva Panthers, I think they're called. They have the same logo as the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Same thing, red and black. Mm-hmm. True story, my teammate, his name's Calvin Cruz, and they won the state title that year. He ended up playing at Hobart, which is in Geneva 2 years later. He is 6'4", he is 330 pounds, he is Puerto Rican, and he was their punter. So just imagine a 6'4", 330-pound kicker.
I'm guessing that's as scary as the dude from Penn State.
Yeah, that's exactly
Joey Julius.
Calvin Cruz once had the great lines in school ever. He goes, "Look, guys, a regular person walks into class, they could probably be absent. When a 6'4", 330-pound Puerto Rican is not there, they notice."
Oh, yeah. People are like, where's the big kid?
That's a good point.
So there's no roughing the kicker.
No,
Roughing by the kicker?
Yeah, you get roughed by him. He doesn't get roughed.
So, guys, thoughts on the top 25. What are your thoughts?
It's hard to have... All of this can be up in the air at any given point in time. To be honest, I understand it is something that happens in sports. It creates the conversation. It creates our dialogue for all of this. But there seems to be very little rhyme to reason to this at certain points. Like Goz brought up in the beginning. When they first released the top 25 when it came out, after 3 weeks and Miami has those wins, and they put them at 15, it's like at certain points, just once they get to certain rankings, they're like, all right, let's look at records. You go here. You go here. And I don't know that anything ever really surprises me all that much when the top 25 comes out. Other than Wisconsin getting gypped, I still think that that's the most eye-opening to me.
Yeah, not have a lot of good feedback, but that's a really good answer, and I agree. That's honestly what I was going to say. Yeah.
Right. So, then, I mean, there's no surprises. Is anyone surprised about anything from... I feel like we've been building to this.
No, like, even the Wisconsin thing, even though I'm like, I think they should be higher, they're giving them the chance to get higher. Like, they gotta
I think
win
they're going to.
Right, they got to get to the Big Ten title game and win, and Miami and Clemson, they're going to knock off one of the other ones. And then Oklahoma is likely to play TCU in the Big 12 title game. They're all set up for almost... This is how they're going to sell it. They're saying, it's a quarterfinals now, and everyone's going to be the top 4 will be the semis. So they're going to walk themselves into it, basically, is how they've set it up.
That is a good point. They do seem like they're kind of setting it up for it to work itself out. Like, we don't want to be the ones that have to bring the hammer and make it, our fault that you didn't get in. Let's let these teams duke it out with themselves, and we'll see where the dust clears.
I know Ohio State has pride, but I want them to not play against Wisconsin. Just forfeit the championship, because the Big Ten gets money. The Big Ten will get money. There's no chance of Ohio State going to the playoffs.
Wait, go back. How does this work again? The Big Ten gets money from what?
If you have a school that gets into the playoff, you get the revenue from the team and all that.
Right.
If Ohio State beats Wisconsin, no Big Ten teams in the playoff.
Right.
If Wisconsin beats Ohio State, the Big Ten gets their share.
Okay, I get it. All right.
So,
but wouldn't beating Ohio State pretty much be what they need to get into the playoffs?
No, that's what I'm saying. Ohio State should just let them. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Ohio State should just let. They're going to the Rose Bowl anyways.
Tony's just wearing an Ohio State hoodie during the most outrageous thing possible.
Listen, there's no chance that Ohio State's, regardless of what happens.
Trusted my boy Jim Leonard as the DC.
Regardless of what happens in the Big Ten championship game, Ohio State's going to play USC in the Rose Bowl. Regardless of what happens.
Is that Jim Leonard, former New York Jet Jim Leonard, the old safety?
Yep.
Man, that guy was nuts, wasn't he?
Crazy.
Jim Leonard.
He was never the most talented guy on the field, but like
biggest heart.
He just gave it his all.
Especially Sheldon Richardson.
My dad's not a Jets fan. He loved Jim